the voice of Alabama politics, with your host, Bill Brett. Now, the #1 political show in Alabama, The V.
We're at day 5 in Lee County Courthouse and the criminal trial of Speaker Mike Hubbard. I'm Bill Brett.
And I'm Susan Brett.
We're here reporting what happened. What's the big news of the day? And I guess it has to be Jim Sumner.
He was definitely the story of the day. He was all about Sumner today. If you want to know anything about ethics, he took him to school, I'm telling you.
Well, the amazing thing to me, and Jim Sumner, the former head of the Alabama Ethics Commission for 2 decades, one of the defense attorneys said during his testimony, he said to me privately, he said, this testimony of Jim Sumner's is so damning to Mike Hubbard that it should be illegal, but it's not.
It's not. I'm telling you, all the examples, all the hypotheticals that Hart brought out, I'm telling you what, if that jury doesn't understand he broke ethics law, they weren't sitting in the same room I was.
It was really, except for Josh Blades, there's been no better witness for the prosecution.
Absolutely, and he was on the stand for about 3 hours.
Well, we've got the fabulous Joey Kennedy here with us today. So
come on in, Joey.
All right.
Hey, how you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to be my second day.
Your second day, yeah. Well, you've known Jim Sumner for a long time, and what was your impression today?
Very good. He did damage to the defense. There is no question about that.
Yeah.
He had, not only did he give him like Hart did on that first day with that opening statement,
Right.
that civics lesson, but he gave him that ethics commission lesson, and all about ethics in Alabama, and just was. I think it was devastating to the defense.
I really do too. I mean, he Hart and he worked on hypotheticals. One of which was, could he go and talk to the governor and Canfield? Could he talk to the executive and on behalf of a client? And Jim Sumner said that'd be illegal.
That's illegal.
He also went off as far as to talk about different scenarios where he, as a legislator, could not work and accept money from a lobbyist or a principal. And they went through what a principal was and all that. And when asked hypothetically, he said, could he take it from this type of business or that type of business? He said, no.
And really, the lead defense attorney, Bill Baxley, really didn't have a lot of comeback on that.
He didn't have much to work with.
I don't think he had much to work with.
He really was condescending. You brought that up. He was condescending to Jim Sumner. But I mean, at one point he was objecting to something that Hart said, and instead of reading what Hart had read, he went,
and he also said blah 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 blah.
That we can call that the blah defense.
Really, it was very clear that former Attorney General Baxley just doesn't have a whole lot to work with.
They did not have a good day. They broke several times, and Bill went in the back, and so did Rob Riley. He conferred with Rob, is our understanding. Rob, they mentioned, has been counsel for Hubbard all along, and nobody's ever reported that but us. I don't know why. All you got to do is call his office, and they'll say, yeah, he's been representing for a long time. What else did you see today? Anything else?
Well, I didn't think that the last witness, Mr. Humphrey, was very helpful to the prosecution.
Yeah.
Right.
Humphrey was he was vice president for Edgenuity, this distance learning, digital learning company. He was really a hostile witness.
He was.
Yeah.
He was, and he. But then, Baxley hardly asked him any questions
Right.
at all when he had the opportunity, a very friendly witness
Right.
there and he ended up asking him what position his father played at Texas Tech in the professional football league. He really didn't have a whole lot to ask him.
It was pretty weak. I mean, Mike Duffy did a good job on the prosecution side of kind of wrapping Mr. Humphrey in a bow and saying, hey, this guy is going to say whatever it takes to help Mike Hubbard.
That's right, and that's what he said.
I mean, they forgot to mention that one of their checks written to him was, and the foreline said for lobbying, but they didn't bring that up today. I don't know why. Well, thank you, Joey. We'll look forward to your column that comes out tomorrow.
Yes, great to be here, and it's a pretty good trial.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Well, Susan, any other thoughts on what we saw today?
Well, I tell you, it was a pretty big day, and I think you guys covered it very well. But the bombshell, another bombshell's coming, and who's being called tomorrow?
That's right. The witness list for tomorrow has got some very big names on it. Susan?
I got this confirmed by two other journalists in our group. This was presented by Gibbs, who kind of talks a little softly, but the first words out of his mouth was Governor Bentley.
Wow, Governor
Bentley. Then
any chance that the Love Gov will bring the Love S?
I will have to see about that, and if he brings her in the front door or the back. Oh well.
It's definitely the back door. You know, she always tells him to put the Bentley in the garage.
I know. She just doesn't have anything to do with that BMW, right? Anyway, we've also got online for tomorrow Greg Pouncey, Farrell Patrick, Steve French, Bill Ely, Bill O'Connor, Will Brook, Dax Swaddock, Billy Cadary, Minda Campbell Riley, and then there was a mention of Bentley, Canfield, and Riley, but we're not sure exactly what that context was.
Well, it was a devastating day for the prosecution.
It was.
Much like the same day that Josh Blades, Jim Sumner could not have done a better job of laying out, they said, here are the 23 charges, and we'll break them into these 4 different categories, and are they legal or are they not? And Jim Sumner said,
they're illegal.
Yeah, sorry, no pass, no calling it for you. Or
whether you could sell inside the state or outside the state. It was broken down very, very simply.
Yeah, he said it didn't matter whether Hubbard was lobbying outside the state. He said that doesn't make any difference.
Isn't it hard to lobby in Southeastern Gas District out of the state of Alabama?
Well, certainly it is, but they put in all these contracts. It was for outside work.
One other thing that Sumner said today that's very, very important when you're looking at what this defense is trying to do. He said unequivocally that if he used his mantle, a speaker as a mantle of his office outside the state, if he was representing himself as the Speaker of Alabama, that was still illegal.
He also said that he could not, it didn't matter whether he was accepting private funds or public funds, and if he was getting paid to lobby or getting paid to push legislation
he did.
in any way, he didn't say, gotta make it happen, gotta do this, gotta do that. It's sort of like you can't be a little bit pregnant, right?
Exactly. And 2 other points on that, when it comes down to the $1.5 million, one of them is that an investment is considered a thing of value.
And it is against the law to accept the thing of value. Yeah, I'd love to accept $1 million.
I would love to accept $1 million as a thing of value.
But we can accept things of value.
Well, yeah.
We just don't get them.
No, well, we don't take them either because that's called unethical.
Well, listen.
Well, we try to think about that. Whatever it is.
All right. I'm Bill Britt.
I'm Susan Britt.
Reporting for the V, an Alabama political reporter. We're here at the Lee County Courthouse, the trial of the decade so far. Bentley's coming up tomorrow. That could all change.
Tune in to see who shows up.
All right.